My name is Richard Anthony Bailey, originally from Miami, Florida, by way of Jamaica and Haiti from my parents, born in the Caribbean. And I'm also a retired United States Marine as well. But behind me, you see a very tropical looking place. It's a place that gives you some peace and some zen. And that's because I'm in my other uniform post-military as Plant Papi. So what is Plant Papi? Plant Papi is obviously a spin on Plant Dad or Plant Daddy. And it's something I started doing after 5 years of being retired in the Marine Corps. Because after the Marine Corps, I had a difficult transition, as most Marines do, specifically military Marines, but really specifically Marines. Because we're so used to, whether it be 4 years or 35 years, of a very disciplined lifestyle. You know what I mean? So you left where you came from in the city, you left where you came from in the country, or who you were as a civilian. So you always have your last name on your right side. But on your left side, when you're in the Marine Corps, you got us Marines or United States Marines. So when you retire and you leave something like that, it feels like you're leaving a piece of you behind. And even though you could call, you can message your Marines, there's something missing. And whether it's combat or not, it's always post-traumatic, because you're in the world of civilians and people and you don't know where to be. So one of the things I dealt with for my PTSD is even from the production company you're watching right now, I got into a little media. So photography, I always had an eye, and it did a good job, but it still was something missing. I was even able to be on a stage like this and do some acting, and I really got to tap into characters to deal with some of my personal issues as a man, as an ex-husband, as a Marine. I was dealing with survival, survival remorse. You know what I mean? And shit, I was supposed to get choked up, but I had Marines that passed away, whether it be a suicide, in combat, or car accident, or alcohol abuse. But I'm still sitting here like I didn't feel right. So I kept trying to find something to niche. I didn't want to work outside the military. I really wanted to join and come back, but I couldn't. So I stayed close to the base. So I found another hobby. So it's photography, then acting, then let me just go back home to Miami and then just, I got all these plants around my house. Let me start playing around with those. And people see that I have a lot of plants on my patio. And then I had a phone call from a friend like, you know what? I want to buy one of those. Buy one? Never thought about selling anything. The only thing I sold myself was the Marine Corps, you know what I mean? So I got used to serving, not working. So now, long story short, I'm in a place where I get to do some therapeutic things. Matter of fact, I'll show you. I get to get creative and make plant creations. It could be a basic pot like this and a basic plant like this, but the small details, as we say in the Marine Corps, attention to details. I call it Watermelon Island. So it may be just a plant to you, but someone else, there's a chair sitting right there, and they can sit there and just get away. They can't go back to the Marine Corps. They can't go back to their good old days, because time doesn't go in reverse. You can go back and watch this tape, but you can't go back in life. So dealing with the PTSD issues, you can't go back, brothers and sisters, you just can't. So you got to keep going forward. If it's one of your talents of photography, or talents of acting, or something you had a talent in, and just messing with God's creatures and dealing with plants. And then now you hear the people in the background that want to buy one of God's creatures that I got to be in charge of. Staff Sergeant Bailey's in charge of a plant, and I got to keep them living so somebody else could get them. So there's always a way to deal with PTSD, and I had no idea. This is not scripted. I had no idea that this would be one of my therapeutic ways of dealing with being separated from the Marine Corps, missing my Marine brothers and sisters in uniform, in the ground, and out of uniform. There's small things in a plant, in a water bottle, and a lens of a camera that you can find a way. There's therapists, yes, there's priests and counselors. And I don't want to get spiritual, but I am. There's a God in you, or whatever religion you are in. But in you, there's a way out instead of a way out.